What an amazing city. As we cross this Bridge of Lions entering the old St. Augustine downtown, I have to mention the two lions on each side of the bridge. They were donated by the former mayor of St. Augustine, Andrew Anderson, and they are named Fiel and Firme, which means faithful and firm. Of course, St. Augustine might not even be St. Augustine if it wasn't for the famous Juan Ponce de Leon, who, when searching for gold, came across Florida, just north of St. Augustine, in 1513. But it wasn't until 1565 that this famous guy, sent by the King of Spain, actually came and founded St. Augustine. This is the famous Pedro Menendez. So very quickly, in 1586, Sir Francis Drake raids St. Augustine. In 1620, pilgrims land at Plymouth Rock. 1668, the pirates attack St. Augustine. In 1672, construction begins on the Castillo fort. In 1695, construction is completed on the Castillo. In 1702, English siege of St. Augustine. In 1740, the English bombard St. Augustine. In 1763, the Treaty of Paris, Florida goes to England. In 1776 is the American Revolution. In 1783, Florida returns to Spanish control. In 1821, Spain cedes Florida to the United States. In 1835 to 1942, Seminole Indian War in Florida. In 1845, Florida is the 27th state of the Union. In 1861, Confederacy occupies the Castillo. In 1888, Flagler opens Ponce de Leon Hotel. In 1927, original Bridge of Lions is completed. This brief timeline doesn't even begin to touch on everything that is going on in this town. And capitalizing on it being the oldest city in the USA, this place has everything from trolley tours to shops and boutiques to restaurants and street musicians, and everyone is willing to give you a history lesson if you want to stay and talk to them a bit. It has everything going for it. It's beautiful, it's hot, it's sunny, it's got palm trees, it's got history. It's just a wonderful place to spend some time. We spent our first day doing the hop-on, hop-off trolley. It's hard to take pictures when you're doing that without taking pictures of people's heads. So we decided we needed to go back and just walk around and visit a lot of the sites that we saw on the tour yesterday. So we did a big walk around this morning. We went for lunch at the Prohibition Kitchen and went to see the lighthouse. And I think we've seen everything we need to see. It was well worth the visit. I would definitely recommend it to anyone passing through. It really is a wonderful place. It actually did have a bit of that old Quebec feel or old San Juan feel to it. And I guess maybe that's how a lot of the old towns with a lot of history come across. So if you like history, it is definitely, like I said, worth the visit.
I believe about 85%, 85% of the building.
Bloody Mary.
Vodka or gin?
Have you guys gotten your old taxis yet?
That pretty much wraps up our trip to St. Augustine. We had the most amazing time. On the way back to the bus, we stopped at the lighthouse to take a couple of selfies. This was a wonderful experience.